introduction, sir.
Okay.
May the sunset take away all your stress, worries, and turmoil. May your evening turn out to be soul relaxing and replenishing, knowledgeable, and great. Good evening, everyone. With great joy and immense exultation, I extend my warm welcome to all dignitaries, guests, and delegates present here for the webinar series organized by Diksha e-Learning in association with Ayurveda College Coimbatore. In today's session, we'll be discussing about clinical understanding of Bagandhara and its management. Before starting the session, I would like to go through few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. For uninterrupted class session, use laptop with high-speed internet connection. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have a disturbance-free session. In case of any disruption, please check your internet connection firstly, and if the problem is within our network connection, kindly raise the issue in the chat box. Filling your full name to be displayed is appreciated. Any question can be posted in the chat box. Questions raised will be cleared at the end of the session. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Hita, Assistant Professor, Department of Shalya Tantra, Ayurveda College Coimbatore, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, one and all. I heartily welcome you all for today's webinar. As you all know, today's session is on the topic Clinical Understanding of Bagandhara and its Management by Dr. Mahesh Kumar sir, Professor, Department of Shalya Tantra, SDM Hazel. I extend a warm welcome to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and for being with us here today. Hope your valuable experience and views on vast clinical aspects of Bagandhara will be enlightening to all of us. We are all delighted to listen to your words, sir. Ayurveda College Coimbatore, I welcome you all delegates to today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Mahesh Kumar ES. Sir completed his UG from Mysore University, PG and PhD from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. Sir is currently working as Associate Professor, Department of Postgraduate Studies in Shalya Tantra, SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan, and as in charge Anorectal Clinic, SDM Ayurveda Hospital, Hassan. Sir has done 12 research publications and 7 PG guides. We are very proud to have you here on this session today, sir. Now, without any further ado, we will turn the time over to respected Dr. Mahesh Kumar ES to enlighten our minds with his knowledge.
Thank you,
over
madam.
To you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Myself, Dr. Mahesh Kumar, and I am going to present regarding the Bagandhara and its management according to Ayurveda science, according to our science of medicine. So, as we know that Bagandhara, we can see that in the anus region there is a one boil or external opening is there. So that itself is indicates that the person may be having the Bagandhara with there will be a pus discharge from that particular opening. So that everyone can see that on the left side of the anus there is an anterior part of the anal region, there is a opening is there. So this is the main thing we can make it out that there will be a Bagandhara. Then we will study one by one how we can diagnose, how we can make it the disease. So regarding the classics, regarding the Bagandhara, there is in Ayurvedic classics, there is an explanation by the Acharyas that it is one of the Ashta Mahagada. That means very difficult to cure. So the proper diagnosis and proper skill should be there to treat this disease. Otherwise, the disease is known for its recurrence. So Bagandhara, as like that of Arshas and other disease, it is also one of the commonest disease we come across in our clinical practice. So this reference we will see in the Bagandhara, regarding Bagandhara in the Garuda Purana also, the earliest reference of the Bagandhara. So regarding this reference and description, there will be a complete explanation of the disease will be there in the Sushruta. He is explained with elaborately regarding the different types of Bagandhara and its management. Charaka has also explained about this Bagandhara in Shota Chikitsa and has written very little about this disease. Vagbhata has also followed the Sushruta's description, but he added few more types of Bagandhara. Also, there is other authors have also explained about this. That is Madhavakara, Sharangadhara, Bhava Mishra, and all this. There is a explanation will be there. So the definition of the Bagandhara. How the Bagandhara we can make a diagnosis with the following definition. The definition goes like this: the Bagandhara usually present in the region of the Baga, Guda, Basti Pradesha. That is the region of the Baga, that is vaginal, Guda, that is in the anus region, and Basti Pradesha, that is in the vesical region, or the there will be the what we considered it as a vesical fistula, that is from the communication establishing between the suprapubic region. That is the abnormal communication established between the suprapubic skin and the bladder. So these are the different. Hello, can I hear? Can I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So Baga, Guda, Basti, Pradesha. So all these regions, there will be a fistula will be there. That is the anal fistula, and as well as.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir, but slide is not visible, sir.
Slide is not
visible, sir.
Is not visible.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. So with this we can understand that there may be a anal fistula, nano, or there is a vesical fistula, or maybe it may be in the vaginal fistula. So dharanancha, there will be a destruction of the tear of the tissues takes place, and there will be establishment of the communication between the halo organ to the skin surface outside. So then it is abhinnaha pidaka. Abhinna pidaka means there is if the pidaka inflammatory swelling which develops, it will be, if it is not ruptured spontaneously or by any treatment, then that is considered as a Bagandhara pidaka only. There is inflammatory swelling which is due to the abscess which is present in that particular region. So Bhinnastu Bagandhara, once it is attains the suppuration, then it will burst out spontaneously or by any surgical procedure. So then what happens? It forms the Bagandhara. So there will be a persistent discharge of the pus will be there. So this is what they have explained. The word Bagandhara is the combination of two terms, Baga and Dharana, which are derived from the root Baj and Dhru respectively. The Baga is a reference to the structures around the Bagoda, including Yoni and Basti. Second word, Dharana, means tear of the surface. Finally, it can be concluded that physiological condition which causes tear and pain in the anorectal canal, vagina, or urinary bladder. It is a primarily disease of the anorectal region, though it is likely to communicate with the vagina, anus, and urinary belly, and due to vitiation of the apana vayu. Mainly the apana vayu is vitiated. It is a result of bursting of Bagandhara pidaka, which is deep rooted in anorectal region. Its location is within 2 fingers. So it may be a 1 angula or 2 angula circumference. There is the opening, or there may be an abscess will be there. Bagandhara pidaka will be there. This Bagandhara, if neglected without treatment, through which there is a discharge of the flatus, feces, and urine, and even the rethus or the semen may come out of this external opening. So what are the nidanas they have explained for this Bagandhara? There is an explanation regarding this, the Aharaja, Viharaja, and Agantuja, and others. So what are the Aharaja nidanas? Are the Kashaya Pradhana Rasa, Ahara, excessive intake of that, and Vata Prakopahara, Apatya Sevana, and Viharaja Ati Vyavaya, Pravahana, Utkutasana, Ashwaprushta Gamana, Astiprushta Gamana, Katinasana, and sitting in the hard surface for a long duration. So this is also causes the Bagandhara because it may block the anal gland secretion into the anus. So what happens? Continuous sitting over the hard surface, this will cause the infection of the anal glands. As we know that there is a anal glands which are present in between the sphincters. This may get infected, and there is a formation of the abscess. Ultimately, it leads to the fistula formation. So the and transportation for the long distance in a day, as we see come across in drivers and other people nowadays. So the business work, though they are also more prone for this particular type of disease. And Vasti Netra Sangarsha, that is the enema, that is the while giving enema, if any injury to the Guda valis are in the region of the Guda. So this is also causes the Bagandhara. And any karmas, papa karmas previous, so there is a Bagandhara will be there. Agantuja usually due to the ingestion of the shalya, especially the Acharyas explained there is a asti shalya while taking the food. This asti shalya is entered inside and it may pierce through the rectal wall muscles, and it may cause infection over the either side of the infection, either side of the anus or the rectum. There it will cause us the Bagandhara, and this Bagandhara, until unless we remove the foreign body, it's not going to help, because it is causing the recurrence of the fistula. So Truna and Krimi. The Truna also, that is the gross blade that is injury over that particular region. This may cause also the Bagandhara. And Krimi, that is also the Bagandhara, that is the infection caused by the invisible microorganisms. So, and others also causes, Arshonidanas also, and Staulia is also explained by the different acharyas. This is that is Ati Pravana, Utkutasana, and Ati Vyavaya and Vasti Netra Sangarsha. Samprapti, how the Bagandhara pathogenesis occurs. Nidana mainly because of the above said, the explained Nidanas, which are Ahara, Veraja, and Agantuja, and other things. So this causes the vitiation of the mainly the Pradhana dosha is Vata, then Anubandha doshas are Kapha and Pitta, then it will vitiate the Dushas, that is Mamsa and Rakta, around the Guda, that is the Sthana is in the Guda. First there is a Vata vitiation, along with the other doshas Pitta and Kapha. It will move towards the Guda Bhaga. There it will vitiate the Mamsa and Rakta around the Guda and causes the Bagandhara disease. So how we can understand this based on the Kriya Kala, Shat Kriya Kala. So Sanchaya, there is because of the Mityahara Vihara or trauma to the local region causes accumulation of the dosha. First vitiation of the dosha is in that particular region. And then Prakopa. Once the doshas get aggravated because of the continued indulgence in Nidana, causing aggravation of the dosha locally. Prasara. The aggravated dosha now move out of their sides and spread to a distant places, causing derangement of Agni and dosha situated elsewhere. That is called as the stage of propagation. And Sthana Samshraya or Purva Rupa, stage of localization. Dosha localizes in and around the Guda, vitiates the Rakta and Mamsa and cause pain in the hip region. There will be the features of the Purva Rupa will be seen, that is itching and burning sensation, swelling in around the region of the Guda. And Vyakta Sthana, Vyakta, the stage, there will be stage of manifestation. So the Rupa, there is the exact lakshanas of the disease will be observed. That is Bagandhara Pidaka will be seen on examination, and there will be a Bagandhara. That is on suppuration, there is a discharging sinus or the fistula opening will be visible. Next is the Beda, stage of complication. If the patient not undergone any treatment, and then what happens? This will spread, the infection will spread deeper and deeper and involves the deeper dhatus and ashayas, communicate with them. Then there will be a discharge of the flatus and feces. Once it established communication with the rectum, then there is the passing of the flatus and feces, that is vata as well as the vit, through the external opening of the Bagandhara. Then if it is established in the urine, especially urethra, in case of periurethral abscess, then the urine starts coming out through that uh, through that external opening. And even the semen also comes with genitourinary system once it is established in communication. So the semen also coming through out of the this external opening. So Purva Rupa to Purva Rupani Kati Kapala Vedana Kandu Daha Shofasya Gudasya Bhavati. The Purva Rupas are the Kati Kapala Vedana. There is a hip bone region. There is a Kapala Asti is there. There is a hip bone. In that particular region, the patient experiences severe pain, and there will be itching will be there, and burning sensation will be there, and there will be a shofa. There is an inflammatory swelling will be seen, or the abscess will be seen near to the Buddha. It is called as the Purva Rupa. Next is the classification of the Bagandhara. So the Bagandhara is mainly classified into 5 types. According to other archers, they have added 3 more types. That is called as the total it will becomes 8 types of Bagandhara. So what are the types? Usually Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Sannipataja and Agantuja Bagandhara. So the Vataja Bagandhara is also called as Shataponaka. The Pittaja Bagandhara is called as Ushtagriva, and the Kaphaja Bagandhara, Shleshma Bagandhara is called Pravisravi, and Sannipataja Bagandhara is called Shambhukavarta, and if it is due to Agantuja, then it is called as Unmargi Bagandhara. Then Acharya Sushruta in the Chikitsa Sthana 8th chapter, he has explained, while explaining about the Chikitsa of the Bagandhara, he has explained 2 more, he had 2 more types of Bagandhara, that is Parachina Bagandhara and Avachina Bagandhara. Parachina means there is which is the external opening is present, but not the internal opening is present. Then it is called as the blind external fistula. And Avachina means the Bagandhara which is having the internal opening, but not the external opening. Patient only complains of pus discharge from the anus region along with the stool or the mucus discharge through that particular region. So externally we will not see any opening. So that is called as the Avachina. That is called as blind internal fistula. So this is explained while explaining about the Chikitsa of the Bagandhara, because we must know that whether the opening is external opening is there or internal opening is there. Shatapanaka, as I already told, is due to mainly Vataja, and Ushtagriva, Pittaja, and Parisravi Bagandhara, Kaphaja, and Agantuja Bagandhara is mainly due to the trauma only, and Sannipataja Bagandhara, that is the Shambhukavarta Bagandhara, it is caused by all the 3 doshas, that is the Vata, Pitta and Kapha. According to Vagbhata Acharya, he is explained about the Parikshepi Bagandhara and the Ruju Bagandhara and Ashwa Bagandhara. Parikshepi Bagandhara is one which is mainly due to the Vata and Pitta. Ruju Bagandhara is Vata and Kapha, and Ashwa Bagandhara is mainly due to the Kapha and Pitta. And while I have already told, there is 2 more varieties that is explained by the Acharya Sushruta while explaining about the treatment. And Sushruta and Vagbhata from surgical point of view, depending upon the open of Bagandhara, Nadi, the fistulous tract, classified Bagandhara into following 2 types. That is the Arvachina Bagandhara, that is Antarmukhi, that is blind internal. Parachina is called Bahirmukhi, blind external. Arvachina, in this, the abscess is located outside and tract opens inside the anorectal canal without external opening. It is called as Antaramukhi or blind internal fistula. Next is the parachina, where there is a in this time the cavity or abscess is situated inside and tract opens outside without internal opening. So it is called as a bahirmukhi, that is called a blind external fistula. So different types I have already told. Vataja Bagandra, that is the Shataponaka. The word itself is said that Shataponaka, that is, it is having the multiple Shata, means multiple openings. So that is, it resembles the opening just like the around the Buddha, just like the openings which are present in the Chalini, that is received, that is openings have multiple openings. In the same way, around the anus, we will see multiple openings. So that is called as the Shataponaka Bagandara. Ustragriva, that is the just like the abscess resembles the track or the resembles the neck of the camel. And Shambhukavarta, that is mainly which is resembles the just like a conch shell, conch shell. And next is the we will see that there is a foreign body inside. So that is due to the Aganchuda Bagadra. That is, we can see in the X-ray that there is some metallic rod inside that, and which is causing the Bagandara inside. After the X-ray, we could be able to make it out. There is a presence of the metal rod. So that is the cause for this piercing the rectum and anal canal, rectum pararectal space, and then entering into the causing infection, the abscess in the suprapubic space, and entering into the perianal skin. So this is called as the due to the foreign body. Next is the Parikshepi Bagandara. The around the anus there is a trench like it is present around the fort. In the same way, the Bagandara track will be there. So this is called as the Arshu fistula. And next one is the Ruju Bagandara. We can see that there is a straight track will be there towards the anus. And last one is there is a Arshobagandhara, where the both are coexisting, Arshas as well as the Bagandhara. We can see that probe which is passing through the base of the Arshas, which is having the internal opening, and from the external opening. From there, then we can make it out that both are existing, that is the Bagandhara as well as the Arshas. Shataponaka Bagandhara, that's already we have seen that. So you can see that in the photo also there is a multiple openings with the facial. So in the image, multiple opening around the Guda will be there. So in this, what happens? There is a mainly the Vata is gets vitiated, then it will be when it comes to the region of the Guda, then there will be a formation of the abscess or the shofa or Bagandhara by vitiation of the Mamsa and Shonishta. Then the Pidaka resembles the Aruna Varna, and this there will be a Todadi Vedanas. That is, the patient will have the Todadi Vedana like Suchivat Vedana, Suchivat Vedana, and Todavat Vedana, and all the different types of Vedana what we see in case of the Vata. So such type of Vedana will be present. If the Apratikriyamana, then the Pidaka, which is not under the Pidaka which is formed, and there is no initiation of the any treatment, which is explained by the Acharyas, then what happens? Then it will attain the Pakam Upayati. Then it will attain the stage of separation. Then it leads to the Bagandhara, and due to it is present nearer to the Mutrashaya, the Rana will be praklina. That is, always it will be wet because of the continuous soiling by the Mutrashaya. So Shatapunaka Hanumukahi Chidrai Puryate. So there is a Hanumuka, there is a small openings. There multiple openings are present. So there will be a Srava, which will be of Achasrava, clear, and Fenayukta Srava, and Adhika Srava. There is a excessive discharge will be present. So this is called as the Shataponaka Bagandhara. So if the Shataponaka Bagandhara is Upekshitaha means if it is neglected, if it is not undergone treatment, then what happens? It leads to complication. Then it will spread deeper and deeper, and it causes through which there is a discharge of the Vata, Purusha, and Retas Mutra. So this is the Shataponaka Bagandhara. So we can see that there is a multiple openings here through which we can make it out through the needle. So it is an abscess which has multiple openings like Chalini. Thus, fistula and rectal sinus which have got multiple small openings are preceded with perimeal band is called as the Shataponaka Bagandhara. As I already told, Vata and Pidaka is Aranavarna and discharge is Thanu, and it will be Fena Yukta and Achasrava and Mahasrava, that is abundant will be there. So the features are the other features are multiple openings, discharge of flatus and urine and semen if not treated. With this explanation, you will see that is a multiple fistula sinus often explained by the Bolliger book about these are numerous looks like a watering can appearance, numerous openings which resembles the watering can appearance. Next is the Ustragriva Bagandhara. It is mainly due to the Pitta vitiation. Then it reaches the producing the Pidaka which resembles the Rakta and just Uchrita Ustragriva. The Pidaka which is Raktavarna which is elevated, the Pidaka, Bagandhara Pidaka, that resembles the Ustragriva Akaram Pidakam Janayati. So then it will be having Osha Choshadi, the Vedanas will be present. If Aprati Kriyamana, if it is not done any treatment, then it will attain the Paka, and then there is a formation of the Bagandhara Rana or Bagandhara external opening. So what happens? There is a Rana which is formed. It will be having the pain as it is burnt by the Agni and Kshara. That is called Ranascha Agni Kshara Abhyamiva Daihetu. Then there will be a discharge of the discharge which resembles the Durgan, which is having foul smell Durganda and Ushnasrava. It is a Ushnasha. If it is same thing, if neglected, then it is the deeper and deeper it spreads and it involves the underlying organs, hollow organs. So from there is a dishes of the communication established from the perineal skin to the underlying organs like rectum and even the urethra or with the to the bladder. So then there is a discharge of the flatus will be there through that external opening, and urine through that external opening, and even the feces also. This is a continuous infection will be there. Because of that, then the Bagandhara becomes complicated. This is the dosha pitta and anubandha dosha sarvata, and dusha rakta mangsa sthana is within 1 or 2 angulars of the Pida, and the Pidaka resembles the Raktavarna, and the Pidaka is having the discharge that is the thin elevated. The character of the Pidaka is that is the very thin elevated and resembles the Ushtagriva. Character of the pain, Ushna, Chosha, burning pain like Agni and Kshara. Discharge will be warm and offensive smell. The word Ustragriva literally denotes the neck of the camel. According to Sushruta, Pidaka of this type is red, thin, and raised like the neck of the camel. The Pidaka resembles the camel neck. If Pidaka is neglected without treatment, it gets separated and thus leading to the Ustragriva Bagandhara. The formation of long linear tracts may be compared as camel's neck. You can see in the photo that is the intersphincter fistula, intersphincteric abscess, which is having the transphincteric fistula, in which the intersphincteric groove, which is there, which is spreading the one arm upwards in the intersphincteric groove, which is going there, which resembles the shape of the camel neck. So that is the linear tracts may be compared as camel. It can be compared as the transphincteric fistula. Parisravi Bagandhara. Shleshmetu Prakrito Samirana Ada Prerita. The Kapha dosha which is vitiated along with the Samira Vata dosha, it will Purvavada Avasthita. It will come to the Purvavada Avasthita, that is Buddha region, and Shuklavabhasam Stiram Kandumati Pidakam Jayati. The Pidaka which will be of Shukla Varna and it will be Sthira and it will be having the Kandu. There is a severe itching will be there. Sahasya Kanduvadi Vedanam Visheshan Janeti Cha Pakamupeti Ranascha Katinaha. Then once it is attains the Paka, then there is a Rana formation. This Rana will be Katina to touch. And Samrambi Kandu Prayaha Prachilla Pichila Majasra Sravam Srava Savati. So there is a Pichila Srava will be there. So Upekshita Scha Vata Mutta Purisheta Retasam. The same thing what they have explained. If it is not neglected, then there is the discharge of the fetus and the feces and the retus, even the mutra takes place. Dosha is kapha, anubandha dosha is vata, and dusha is rakta and mamsa. Sthana is within 1 or 2 angulas of the Buddha. Because this is the explanation of the Bagandhara Pidaka. Usually it will be 1 or 2 angulas near to the Buddha region. Exception cases we will see away from the 1 or 2 angulas. But very commonly the Bagandhara Pidaka will be there in case of the 1 or 2 angulas around the Buddha only. The color of the Pidaka will be Shukla Varna and Pidaka is having the Sthira and pain will be Kandu and discharge will be Pichila and the Satata Srava will be there is a constant discharge will be there. And so through that opening there is a even the discharge of the Retas and Saman takes place. This is the Parisravi Bagandhara mainly due to the Vata Kapha dosha, Kaphaja Bagandhara. The term Parisravi has been used because of the continuous discharging nature of the wound. Shuddha has described that provocated Vata carries the vitiated Kapha at the area of Buddha and results in Parisravi. It may be classified under tubercular fistula and sinuses can be considered as an intersphincteric fistula. So in these cases, we have to take the biopsy and you should send it for the biopsy. Take the tissue of the fistula tract. Every case, we should send it for the biopsy to rule out any tuberculous fistula. Generally, it is seen that their perianal boil takes a long course to separate and burst. Patients may complain of itching and lubricous persistent discharge. Usually, their tract takes long horizontal eye or eye rectal course. Shambhuka Varta Bagandhara, it is mainly due to the vitiation of the three doshas, Prakupita, Pitta Shleshmana, Vayu Pitta Shleshmana, mainly the Vata dosha, along with that, the Pitta and Shleshmana. Then it will comes to the Purva Davastita, that is the Buddha region. Then it produces the Pidaka, which is resembling the Pada Angushta Pramana. Pada Angushta Pramana, that is a big toe, and Sarvanga Linga Pidakam Jayada. All these features of the Vata Pitta Kaphajas are seen. Then, if it is not treated Apratik Kriyamayana, then it will attain the Paka. Then there will be a discharge of Nana Vida Srava will be there, and there will be a continuous pain will be there, just like a Purna Nadi Shambhuka Vartancha Samutishtanti Vedana Vishesha. Continuous pain, just like a Purna Nadi Shambhuka Avarta. Tam Bagandhara Shambhuka Varta Mityakshati. That's why it is called as the Shambhuka Varta. Here the pain they will contain, that is a Shambhuka Varta or Purna Nadi Havarta. That is the waves how the approaching to the blank into the bank of the sea in the same way, or the lake in the same way, there will be continuous persistent pain will be there. That's why it is called as Shambhuka Varta. Some they says that the track will be just like the Shambhuka or the conch shell. The conch shell resembles the conch shell. Dosha Vata Pitta Kapha Rakta Mamsa are vitiated. Sthana is within 1 or 2 angles of the Buddha, and color of the Pidaka will be all the 3 Pidakas. It will resembles all the 3 Pidaka. It may be Aruna Varna or Rakta Varna, or it may be Shweta Varna. The Pramana, the shape of Pidaka will be Padangushta Pramana. There is a pricking, burning, and itching. Bahu Varna Srava will be there, and the pain is like waves in Purna Nadi. The word Shambhuka Varta literally means ridges of a conch shell. Suggests that the pathway for track is curved and deeper one. Looks like ridges of the Shanka. So it is called a Shambhukavarta. According to Sushruta, Pidaka in Shambhukavarta is large in size and elevated, resembling the Pada Angushta, that is the big toe Pramana. This type is due to visheshan of all the three doshas. Madhavakara has mentioned that the shape of Pidaka is Gosthanakara, teats of the cow, or the huge indurated abscess of the Shambhukavarta resembles the Gosthana, that is the big convex protruding surface. This seems to the eye rectal external sinus with horseshoe type of spores and thus taking an oblique curve like ridges of a screw around the rectum. It's just like the ridges of the screw around the anus, around the rectum or the anus. So we can see that the Gosthanakara Bagandhara Pidaka. Unmargi Gumagandana. So here there is a Mudena Mamsalabdena Yada Asti Shalyam Annena Saha Sahabya Aurtham Yada Avagada Purisho Mishra Mapanena Ta Adaha. So here they are written Mudena Mamsal Uddena. The person who is very fond of intake of the Mamsahara, so he will consumes the shalya along with the Mamsa, that is the Asti Shalya. So this Asti Shalya reaches the Gudabhaga by the Vata dosha and it pierces the Preritam Samyagatha Dam Gudam Prakshine Guda Pakshinati Tadakshata Nimitta. It causes injury in the Guda region, and there is a once it is piercing the Guda and it will enter into the space around the Guda, then causes the Kota by vitiation of the Rakta and Mamsa. So once it is the Kshata is there, Puya Rudira Avakirna Mamsa Kote Bama Viva Jala Praklinaya Krameha. Once there is a vitiation of the Mamsa and Rakta is there due to this foreign body or Asti Shalya, so there will be development of the krimi will be there, or infection by the microorganism takes place. How they are telling about the resemblance, that is the how things which are the krimis are formed in the water which is contaminated, the dust contaminated water, how the krimis will usually develops. In the same way, there is a development of the krimi in that particular region. So then it will causes the destruction of the Guda around the anus. So then the formation of the Bagandhara will be there. So there will be through that opening, there is a discharge of the Vata Mutra Purusha takes place. Mainly caused by the trauma, Asti Shalya or foreign substance ingested with food, which on reaching Guda causes trauma to develop Bagandhara. In this media, krimi, maggots or microorganism burrows the anal canal and rectum. Through these openings, flatus, feces and urine semen srava will be seen. It is an internal sinus caused by the tearing of the mucous membrane of the anal canal either by bone piece or hard scabulets of the stool. It is also considered as a shalya, and the contact of infectious substance promotes the separation, thus helps in formation of the fistula. Mainly the Asti Shalya is the cause, and site will be Guda. Type of discharge will be Vata, Mutra, Purusha, Shukra, even Krimi, are the maggots. This is the image we can see. And Parikshepi Bagandhara, it originated from the vitiation of the Vata and Pitta. It manifests as a Tamra Varna Pidaka with burning sensation and pain in the perianal region. The track is of curved type. Arunadatta and Hindu state that the track of Parikshepi Bagandhara surrounds the Buddha as the trench around the fort. This can be compared to the posterior horseshoe ischiorectal fistula. So you can see that there is a how the trench is made around the fort. In the same way, the Bagandhara is the track of the Bagandhara will be around the anus will be like that, so that we can see there is the horseshoe shape of posterior horseshoe fistula that which is operated. And Riju Bagandhara, the vitiated Vata and Kapha produces the Pidaka, which later on separates and form a straight track in the anal region. because of its straight nature of the track, it is called as Ruju. The word Ruju is the nothing but with the track which is straight in nature. Fistula arising from the anterior of the anal canals are usually straight in nature, can be compared as Ruju Bagandhara. Usually anterior fistula which is having the straight, they are considered as a Ruju Bagandhara. Ruju Bagandhara, we can see that directly radially the track is entering into the anus. Harsho Bagandhara, so it is mainly due to the kapha and pitta, and due here which reaching vitiation of after which vitiation it reaches the base of the arshas, produce the shukla shofa, which causes burning and itching pain. This swelling separates quickly to discharge continuously, and arsha moola becomes the wet. The track is present at the base of the arshas, and mixed type of discharges are seen from multiple opening of the wound. One of the most common type of fistula arises from the chronic tissue formation of large fleshy mass from the anal papillae and the dentate line at the upper end of the fissure in later stages. So there is the anal papillae. At the base of the anal papillae, there is the infection occurs, and this will be seen along with the hemorrhoids. So that's why it is called as the Harsho Bagandhara. Infection of the sentinel pile, which develops at the lower end of the fissure at the anal verge, may lead to the formation of the superficial fistula. This type of fistula compared with the Harsho Bagandhara. That is the superficial fistula along with the arches. So that we can see that from the base of the internal opening will be seen from the base of the arches, the probe which is entering from the external opening and coming out through the base of the arches. This is called as both the diseases are coexisting, arches as well as the Bagandhara fistula in anal. So first of all, we should know that how to differentiate that this is a Samanya and Samanya Bagandhara Pidaka and Bagandhara Pidaka itself. Samanya Pidaka as well as the Bagandhara Pidaka. Samanya Pidaka means even in some cases we will see that there is a inflammatory swelling, and actually it is a simple Pidaka will be there, and Bagandhara Pidaka. How to differentiate that, whether it is a simple inflammatory swelling or it is the abscess which is caused by the infection of the anal gland. So according to that, they are clarifying by the acharyas, utpadyati alparuk shofaha kshipram upashamayanti. If it is due to the samanya pidaka is formed, simple inflammatory swelling, it is not related to the Bagandhara, then it will be half alparuk. It will be having the mild pain and mild shofa will be there. The mild swelling will be the inflammatory swelling. Kshipram upashamayanti. Very fast, it will be healed up. The Payavanta Deshi Pidaka Sahajneya Anya Bagandhara. It is called as the Anya Bagandhara Pidaka. It is called as the Anya Bagandhara Pidaka. It is not the Bagandhara Pidaka. Paya Anta Deshi. It is away from the anal region. It is away from the anal region or Anta Pradesha or periphery of the perianal ischiococcygeal region. It is present. Then it is considered as the Anya Bagandhara Pidaka. It is not the Bagandhara Pidaka. Payo Syad Dvayangule Deshe Guda Mula Sarug Jara Bagandhara Iti Vidneya Pidako Ate Viparyaya. So then Bagandhara Pidaka is one which is present Dvayangula within the 2 angulars from the anal verge and anus, and it is having Guda Mula. Guda Mula means it is deep rooted, and Sarug, it is associated with severe pain, Jwara, even associated with the fever also, then increased temperature locally as well as the systemic, so that in such cases it will be considered as a Bagandhara Pidaka. Then we'll go for the management of Bagandhara according to our system of medicine. So where there is explanation of Bagandhara types, the Asadhya also they have explained, Sadhya Sadhata, Shambhuka Varta as well as the Shalya Nimantaja, that is the Agantuja due to foreign body. So these are the very difficult for the treatment. Asadhya, it is incurable. That is mainly Shambhuka Varta, usually Tridoshaja, which is caused mainly it is a CA rectum, all these conditions. The only treatment with our system of medicine, it is not possible because of it is due to secondary cause. So the secondary not it is due to the primary cause will be different. This fistula may be secondary to that primary disease. So it is we have to assess the patient completely, and then we can go for the surgery. Otherwise, there will be a recurrence will be there and complications will be there. So Shalya Nimittascha, foreign body is there. Until unless we remove the Shalya, is not going to cure. Shesha Kucha Sadhya. The rest, that is the Vata Pitta Kapha or Kucha Sadhya, difficult for the treatment. So Samanya Chikitsa, they have explained that Tatra Bagandhara Pidako Upadruta Ahatara Apatarpanadi Virechanam Ekadasha Vidanopakramam Eta Apakwa Pidakam. When there is a Apakwa Pidaka is there. Pidaka, that is inflammatory swelling which is not undergone the suppuration. Then in such conditions we can try with the first 11 line of treatment which is explained in the Rana, Shashti Upakrama. That is the Apatarpana, Alepa, Parisheko, Abhyanga. So these up to till the Virechana, all these procedures should be should be implemented to suppress the conservative management should be initiated as early as possible to cure the disease. Pakveshu, once it attains the suppuration, Chopasnigda Avagaha Swimma Shaya Sannivesha Arshasamiha Yantra. So once it attains the Pakwa, then we can go for the Avagaha Sneda and Abhyanga. Then we can plan for the surgery, just like how they have explained the position, how it should be given, just like they have explained in case of Harshas and preoperative procedures and operative procedures. The same thing will be followed, preoperative procedures, what they have explained for the patient in case of Harsha disease. Bagandhara Samiksha Parachina Avachina. Then you have to examine the patient, that whether the patient is having blind external fistula and blind internal fistula. Then Pranidaya Asian. Then we have to pass the probe through this external opening or internal opening. Unnamya. Then make that tractate and make Sasha Ashaya Uddare Chastrena. Here we should consider that the Acharya Sushruta has explained in his Chikitsa Sthana that the Shastra through Shastra, whole Ashaya. Ashaya means that is the whole track should be removed. So that is called as the what we called as a fistulectomy. Antarmukhe, if it is Antarmukha is there, the opening is internal opening, then we have to ask the patient to Pravahana, strain, then we have to pass the Bagandhara Yantra, Samyag Yantra, Pranidaya. Then we have to pass the Bagandhara Yantra or proctoscope, which is slit proctoscope. Then we have to identify the Bagandhara Mukha. Bagandhara Mukha, that is internal opening. Then Yeshani Dvatva Shastra Patayet. Then the Yeshana, that is the through that internal opening, Yeshana should be passed and Shastram Patayet. Then the excision of the tract should be done, what we call as the fistulectomy. Then we can go for the Agnikan, Ksharan Cheti, Yeta Samanya Sarveshu. This is the Samanya treatment for the Bagandhara. That is the followed by Agnikarma and Ksharakam. With this, we can understand that if it is the Bagandhara Pidaka is in the not separated, that is Apakwa, then we can go for the 11 line of treatment of the first 11 treatment of the Shashti Upakrama, right from the Apatarpana, Alepa, Parisheko, Abhyanga till the Virechana. Then if it is attains Pakwa, then we can go for the excision of the tract by identifying whether it is a Parachina or Avachina Bagandhara. That is blind external and internal. The position, everything which is explained in case of the Harsha Chikitsa, Harsha surgery. So in the same way it should be done. So that is the Apatarmana Alpepa, Parisheka Abhyanga, Sweda Vimlapana Upanaha, Pachanam, Visrahanam, Snehana, Omana, Virecha. These are the measures locally as well as the general measures. Then systemic also you can give the Dipana Pachana drugs, Mrudu Virechana drugs, Rimigna drugs, and Shothahara drugs in case of the Apakwa Pidaka. Next comes the, once it is the Pakwa Avastha, then the surgical management or the Shastra Karma they have explained. In that there is a Purva Karma, Pradhana Karma and Paschat Karma. Purva Karma, preparation of the patient, that is already explained in the Harsha Chikitsa. That is a Tatra Balavanta Aturam Harshobi Upadruta Upasnigdam Parisvinnam Anila Vedanadi Ruddhi Prashamanartha. So one attender, which is the patient should be Balavan. While selecting the patient for the procedure also, we should see that patient should be Bala of the patient. And if it is the patient, if Bala is good, then Balamvanta Atura, then Ashobi Upadruta Upasnigda Parisvinna. For this procedure, so the patient should be given the Snigdana, Snehana and Abhyanga and followed by the Svinna. Svedana should be done to prevent the suppress the Vedana of the Vedana which is caused by the Vata dosha. And also internally we can give the Snigda Ushna Alpa Bhojana to suppress the Vata. So because of this, we can Shamana of the Vata can be done, so the pain will be less during the procedure. Next is the Upaveshya Samrute Shuchi Desha Sadharanave Avyagraka Falake Shayayam Pratyaditya. This is very important that after that the patient should be made to lie down on the on the table, OT table, or the knee height table. So in that patient, we have to Shuchi Deshe. That is the important is the it should be isolation ward where there is no contamination. Usually nowadays we consider as operative theater. We will see the barriers. There is a 3 barriers, 4 barrier OP. So that Shuchi Desha is needed, and Sadharana Avyabrakale. Then there is no too much breeze, too much cold, or too much increased temperature. That time we should not do, so that that particular time we should select for the procedure. Shayayam Pratyadi Aditya Budam Unnasya. Aditya Udat. That is the focus the Guda to the Aditya. That is the towards the sun. That is the what we call as the eastern side, so that we will get a good light source. Nowadays we have the OT lights, so that according to that there is a light source will be there. But earlier they used to Aditya, that is towards the sun. The Buddha is position. So once it is then you should be covered with the body should be covered with vastra and kambala, so that drape should be applied over that. Then Baganda Yantrana Shatakena Parikshipta Griva Sakti. So Bagandhara Yantra should be passed. Then how the Bagandhara Yantra should be introduced into the anal canal? Asmai Gruta Abhyakta Gudasya Gruta Abhyakta Yantra. So we should lubricate the anus as well as the yantra also. That is the lubricate the Bagandhara Yantra. First, before that, introducing into the anal canal, Bagandhara Yantra should be lubricated with Gruta, as well as the anus should be lubricated with the Gruta. Next, Anumukam Payu Shanai Pravamanaste Parida. Then we should ask the patient to Pravahana, that is the strain during the introduction of the Bagandhara Yantra, so that easily we can enter into the anal canal. So once it is entered, then Pradhana Karma, this is the preoperative procedure what we have seen. Pradhana Karma is, then we have to observe that it is a Parachina or Avachina Bagandhara. If it is according to that, we have to do the Pranidai Yeshana. Yeshana should be passed. Probe should be passed so that external opening or the internal opening. Then the whole tract should be excised. Sa Ashaya Uddare Shastrena. Then followed by the Agni Karma and Kshara Karma over that particular region where you have excised. to any remnant tract will be, that will be, or unhealthy granulation tissue will be there, that will be burnt, and it will help for the healing of that fasciculus tract. This is what I have explained. That is, the patient should lie on the table in lithotomy position. The anus should be lubricated. Bagandhara tract is explained to decide whether the Bagandhara is Parachina or Arvachina. In case of Parachina Bagandhara, Aishani yantra is to be introduced into the external opening, or the whole tract has to be excised from the root. But in case of Arvachina, Bagandhara yantra is to internal canal, used into the anal canal, and patient should be asked to strain. During straining, so usually we will ask the patient to take a deep breath and open and mouth and take deep to relax the sphincter muscles according to the modern science. But according to the Ayurvedic explanation, that is the Acharya's explanation, that patient should strain while introducing the Bagandhara yantra. This is best we can see with the patient, so that there will be easily we can enter into the anal canal by asking the patient to strain during while introducing the proctoscope or the slit proctoscope. Then the whole tract should be excised. Then it should be cauterized with the help of Shara Agnikarma. This is resembles the fissulectomy. This is the photos. You can see that there is an opening, and through the external opening, through internal opening, there is a probis. We can see that there is a communication between the external opening with the internal opening. Then excision of the whole tract, then removed. Then Agnikarma, any bleeding spots, or if it's any remnant tissue is there, that can be through the Pratisaranya type of Agnikarma. We can burn the unhealthy granulation tissue and take out that, and application of the Pratisaranya Kshara over that particular wound. So this is we can see that there is a Kshara is there applied over that excised part of the fissurous tract. This is the application. Then after the Kshara application, it should be washed out with the normal saline, then the Nimbus Varasa. So according to the different types also, there is a explanation. There is a Vishesha Chikitsa they were explained. There is in case of Shataponaka Bagandhara and other things. Here the main things I will explain regarding this. Here Shataponaka Bagandhara, there is a multiple tracts will be there. The Acharyas they have told that only one tract should be excised at a time, because if you excise the all the tracts together at a time, it may cause the destruction of the Buddha or the destruction of the sphincters which are present around that. Then it leads to the complications. Better so that there will be a leakage or discharge of the flatus, feces, and urine takes place. Better one by one, the fissurous tract should be removed. So in this Shatapanaka Bagandhara only, they have explained the different types of the incisions. That is the Ardhalangalaka and Langalaka, and we can see Sarvato Bhadrataka and Gotirtaka. So these are the different Langalaka, which resembles the T-shaped incision. Ardhalangalaka, it resembles the L-shaped incision. And the Sarvatobhadaka is circular type of incision, and Gotirtaka is semicircular type of incision. So these are the different types of incisions explained in case of Vataja Bagandhara, especially the Shataponaka Bagandhara. So these are the Langalaka incision. We can T-shape. There is a transplantic, and one is upper arm and lower arm extension is there. There is a extension of the tract up through the upper arm and lower arm. It resembles the T-shape. And the Ardhalangalaka, we can see that there is only one extension to the L shape. Only the upper extension or the upper arm extension or the lower arm extension will be there. Only one side there is extension. That's why it is called as the L-shaped incision, Gotirtaka and the Sarvato Bhadraka. Then how it should be managed afterwards. And Ushtagriva Bagandhara, here they have told that there is no specific incision explained. Only in Shataponaka and the Parisravi Bagandhara, there is a explanation of the incisions is explained. Here they should be told that the simple excision of crack followed by the application of a Shara to remove the necrotic tissue. Sushruta has contracted Agni for cauterization because Agni will aggravate the Pitta dosha. So Vishragriva Bagandhara, better you avoid the Agni karma because it increases the Pitta. In Parisravi Bagandhara, there is a Parikshepi with the decoction of Vamana Dravyas, and there is a Opanaha Sweda, and there's a application of the lepas they have explained. Mainly the incisions they have explained, that is the Karjura Patraka, Chandraarda, Chandra Chakra, and Suchi Mukha and Avang Mukha. So there is a Karjura Patraka, Chandraarda, Chandra Chakra, Suchi Mukha, and Avang Mukha. So this is the branched incisions we will see, and Chandraarda, there is semilunar incision, circular incision, Chandra Chakra, Suchi Mukha incision. There is an inverted cone incision towards the anal margin, and Avang Mukha, same incision in opposite direction. So that we can see there's a branched incision, what we see in this, so that the tract is having multiple openings with. So in such cases, there's intercommunication tracts will be there. That should be, the tract should be excised. So it looks like a branched incision. Then Chandraarda and Chandra Chakra, that is the circular, and Suchi Mukha, and opposite to Suchi Mukha is the Avang Mukha. Shambhuka Varta Bagandhara, so it is asadhya treatment because of vitiation of the only conservative measures can be described. Unmarge Bagandhara, this is also explained asadhya, even though management is described by both Sushruta and Vagbhata. Due to injury, it is caused due to the foreign body. The treatment is excision of the tract and removal of the foreign body, followed by the Agni Karma and Krimihara treatment. Parikshepi Bagandhara treated just like the lines of the Nadi Rana with Shara Sutra. Ruju Bagandhara, no specific treatment is described for this Bagandhara, therefore it can be treated as the other simple types of Bagandhara because it is a straight fistula. So it is opening radially, so that this is the excision of the tract. It is the coexistence of Harsha and along with Bagandhara. First, we should treat the Harshas before treating the Bagandhara. And there is a worthy explanation by the Acharyas that is prepared out of the Aragvada, Aridra, and Agaru, and Madhu and Gita. It is used for Shodhana and Ropana of the tracts. Nowadays, we will see in modern also there is a fibrin glue that is used to through the openings. So that is also that we can try with the worthy that is prepared of Aragvada, Aridra, Agaru, and Madhu and Gita. Pashas karma, there are any types of, we know that Pradhana karma, Palanu, Vritti karma, Pashat karma. To get the benefit of the Pradhana karma, one should follow the Pashat karma properly. So, Ranashudana and Ropana drugs should be used for healing of the Rana, and all the post-operative measures should be done. That is Svedana, it may be Nadi Sveda, Stali Sveda, Droni Sveda, and Upana Sveda should be done. Patya in Bagandhara, usually the Shali rice and Mudga and Patola, Shigru, Balamula, Vatagra, Tikta, Varga. So these are the different vegetables we can use, and Tilataila and Sashapataila, Vilepi and Jangalamamsa and honey. Apatyas are Vayama, Vyavaya and Kopa, Ashwa Prishtagamana and Guru Hahara, Madhya and Vegavaroda. That is the suppression of the natural urges, and Ajina and Sahasa Karma. Shara Sutra is also explained by the Acharyas, but in explanation, while explaining about this Bagandhara, the Acharya Sushruta has not mentioned regarding the Shara Sutra, but while explaining about the Nadi Rana, Nadi Rana, he has explained about the Nadi Rana disease. He explained that the Shara Sutra can be used in case of Bagandhara, Nadi Rana, and Arbuda. That is the explanation we will see. So nowadays we are using this Shara Sutra treatment in all cases of Bagandhara. So there's no direct reference in Sushruta in the chapter of the Bagandhara. But while explaining about the Nadi Vrana, he explained the importance of the Kshara Sutra in diseases of Nadi Vrana as well as Bagandhara and Arbuda. Even the preparation is also not explained in the Brihatrayika, but Chakradatta in his Arsha Adhikara, Arsha Adhikara, he is explained about the preparation of the Kshara Sutra. So that is the Kshara Sutra, which is we all know about how it is prepared. So there is that preparation is explained by the Chakradatta. So this is the case, one case we have operated. This patient was operated twice outside. Is a young boy of 25, 26, 25 years old, and is twice he was operated. Maybe they have no operative documents are available. Only they might have done the incision and drainage twice. So there is we can see that there is an external opening is near to the scrotum and from the away from the anus. So once we pass the Yeshana, that is the probe from the external opening, it is coming through the internal opening from the anal verge. So this is the presence of the fistula tract from the base of the scrotum till the internal opening in the anus. Then we have planned for the partial fistulectomy followed by the Kshara Sutra application. Here we should know that whether usually in the perineal region opening is the perineal skin, the external opening is near to the scrotal base. So there may be a chance of injury to the urethra. So better always put a Foley's catheter into the patient to identify the urethra, so that while doing the fistulectomy, partial fistulectomy, there will be least chances of injuring to the urethra. That's why we can feel that Foley's catheter, so that till that above that we can excite the tissue. Then we can go for the application of the Kshara Sutra. That is the partial fistulectomy followed by the application of the Kshara Sutra. You can see that some amount of the track, some part of the track is excised followed by the Kshara Sutra application. So that once the Kshara Sutra is applied, we know that it is having the property of the Chedana and Lekana property. So that all the, not only Chedana and Lekana, it has also having a Tridoshagna property, and also the Puya which is collected there, that is the intersphincter, the anal gland infection which is spreaded upwards. So what happens? The collected abscess cavity will be drained continuously and it starts healing from the base, so that we can see that there is a abundant discharge of the pus will be there through that opening. Then as the time advances, so there is the cutting and healing property of the Kshara Sutra. We can see that the part above the Kshara Sutra starts the healing, and the remaining part of the fistulous tract will be is advancing for cutting. So the previous is cut through was there, and healing of the tissue takes place. So this is the beauty of the Kshara Sutra. One is to take out all the pus of the abscess cavity and draining out of all the abscess cavity, and next one is the healing of the healing of the tissue. That is simultaneously takes place, healing as well as the cutting. Then it is almost healed. You can see that the above part, and there is a continuation of the cutting and healing of the remaining part of the track. At last, you can see that whole thing is healed up in the distal part of the track. Only the proximal part is left out. Finally, complete cut through took place, and complete healing of this track with the with the Kshara Sutra. And this is the beauty of the treatment we will see with the patient. So this patient is twice operated, and he is a young guy, and he was not unmarried also. Recently, this patient has come for the OPD after 3 years, and after getting marriage, and is no recurrence was there. Recently, we have seen. So every once a 6 months or once in a year, he has to visit the OPD to see the recurrence. So till now, there is no recurrence. With this, I will conclude. So thank you all for your allowing me to speak. Thank you, ma'am. Okay,
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
If anybody having doubts, you can clarify.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking your time to prepare for us such an extraordinary, wonderful presentation, which was incredibly informative. We shall now go ahead to the question and answer session. Delegates can post their queries in the chat box. There's a question in the chat box, sir. How Sarshapa Taila acts in the Bahandra condition?
That is mainly the Taila which is used to mainly the Shodhana and Ropana property of the drug which helps for the Bagandhara.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for answering the questions. We have now come to the end of the session. The sun sets in the evening today with the promise that it will rise again tomorrow. Here's hoping that the day comes will be a better tomorrow. See you all in the next session on the concept of Dushivisha in day-to-day life by Dr. Krib Vasavda, Associate Professor, Department of Agadatantra, JS Ayurveda College, Nadiad, on 24th of March 2021. To know more about our updates, please do stay connected with our social platforms. That's all for today's most interesting session with lot of new information for us to close our eyes with thought-provoking knowledge. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.